Hi, everybody, and welcome back to the Level Up Podcast.
Hello.
Today it's episode 5, and the subject matter is your summer power move. Why you need a Hamptons of your own.
Or a Hamptons-like situation for your summer.
Yeah, exactly. So today we're talking about something that might sound indulgent on the surface, but in reality it's a power move. Summering in the Hamptons, or more importantly, discovering your own version of it, which is what Huey was just alluding to. Whether it's a beach town, a quiet cabin, or a creative cityscape, choosing the right place to spend your summer downtime can radically improve your mindset, your network, your creativity, and your vision for the future. So let's dive into why your summer sanctuary might just be the secret weapon you didn't know you needed until now. So we're going to do the same sort of format, just have a few questions back and forth.
Yep.
And go
Works
from there.
for me, yep.
Okay.
All right.
So the first question is, what does summering even mean in today's busy world? And why should we make it a priority?
Okay, I guess I could start with this, right?
Sure.
The inspiration behind this blog, I think for me was just that, when you think about so much transitioning going on in the world, it's important for you to actually take a break from what you've been doing prior years, prior months. In North America, in general, people don't take breaks in the summertime. They work throughout. So, I mean, to me, there's a flaw in that, because all you're doing is you're carrying the same energy, the same dynamics, the same everything. There's no break. There is no space in which for you to evolve or for you to sort of reflect on the past and transition into a new normal. Everything is just one steady
it
flow.
just keeps going on and on
and on. And I know this, through growing up, that the very wealthy, the affluent New Yorkers, especially the ones on Wall Street, they all have summer places. Not all of them, I shouldn't say. Can't make a generalization like that. But a lot of these people have summer vacation homes in the Hamptons, and that's literally where they break. They go. They don't work. I mean, maybe they'll answer a few emails or whatever, but they're barbecuing, they're sailing, they're socialing. They're totally unplugging and recharging and gaining fresh perspective, right? Over the past 5 to 10 years, everything which was sort of for the affluent has now sort of been switched around to make it available to everyone. And I think that is something important that they should start doing for everyone, is giving, people, I don't know how you're going to structure it. Like, a lot of people can't afford to take the whole summer off. But yet, if you can, take at least, 2 to 3 weeks and just get away, just to break the monotony, that's really what this is all about.
Yeah, I think that's important because we all work very hard every day, day in, day out.
But even in Europe, though, some places they offer like 6-week vacation, right? I think Germany is one of them, and a lot of Scandinavian countries where people are actually able to go and live their life on their own terms without being accountable to a job or to work or whatever, in order to basically gain, once again, fresh perspective on who you are and what it is you want out of life. I think when you just continue to just go through the motions without, a break, to reflect, you don't, I cannot see fresh, renewed energy, fresh, renewed motivation, fresh, renewed vigor coming from that. So,
no, I agree.
Okay. I think that answers that.
And the second question.
Yep.
What is it about the Hamptons that makes it such a magnet for high achievers, creatives, and entrepreneurs?
Well, I'm gonna take a stab at this one. I mean, to me, when I think about the Hamptons, I think about absolute affluence, and I think about sort of relaxation at its highest level, right? I think everyone loves to go out in the afternoon to an afternoon cocktail party, or to a outdoor bar, or outdoor al fresco restaurant, and dine under the stars sort of thing. And that's really what the Hamptons is. It's actually taking those wonderful experiences and putting it on steroids. Like that's literally all you do is you play tennis in the daytime, you go swimming in the afternoon, you go hang out at the beach, you have a crab bake on the beach, you go to a nice cocktail party at someone's $1 million house, and then you go to an evening party, and maybe if you're lucky in there's a wedding, and so I mean it's really entertainment at the highest level. I don't know who doesn't love getting dressed up and going to a nice event.
Yeah.
And literally, that's all the Hamptons is. It's all these really wonderful events. I was fortunate enough to have a really select group of friends growing up. So, I mean, in Montreal, but yeah, all the parties were good. And you got dressed up. And we're by the way, we're dressed like this in order to pay homage to the Hamptons. So,
exactly.
Yeah.
So we did it okay.
Yeah, we got our Hamptons going on today.
Okay. And then the next question is, can the act of choosing a summer location actually influence your mindset and productivity for the rest of the year?
Yeah, I think it can. I
agree.
Well, it goes back to the same old point, is that you have to, at some point of your work journey, your annual work journey, sort of step back and say, well, hey, how's this year going?
And maybe use it as that stage to sort of reset, see where you're at, that you can go back.
Things are changing rapidly. AI is changing everything. The way we work is changing. There's
faster
so
than
many.
any of us want to admit to it.
Yeah, huge change. And if you're not stepping away and saying, okay, you know what? I mean, how can I do this better? Then you're sort of getting washed to shore in waves. You're not staying ahead. So I think it's important that individuals and companies actually give their employees sort of time to sort of come back renewed.
Yeah, and not expect them to be on their phones all the time getting back to everybody. Like actually a vacation's a vacation. The break they need.
Yeah, an unplug is an unplug. Like a hard unplug, not just casually be on call, but actually give them Well,
I mean, when you're an entrepreneur, it's a little bit different, but you could still unplug.
Well, the interesting thing about entrepreneurs, there's a couple of really affluent, I should say wealthy entrepreneurs. These guys have made a ton of money throughout their professional careers, like huge businesses. And a lot of them are in their 60s, 70s, and they're on the internet and they're talking about, in retrospect, that you can tell basically they're getting to sort of the twilight of their career, and their message is so clear. It's just like, sleep, take time for yourself, take time for your family. They're like, you made sacrifices, but you're gonna get to this point where you don't have to sacrifice anymore, right? And I don't think you have to wait till the end of your life or the end of your career, especially today with the way things are, with AI coming in, giving us so much time to do other things with. I really think if people are able to start now, having a more balanced life. We talked about that. We had a blog about that. But I think it's essential now because literally you cannot compete with the AI.
No, it's going to go 24/7.
It's going to go 24/7. It doesn't need a vacation. It doesn't need...
And you're just going to get left in the wind and be burned out.
You're going to be burned out. Yeah. So I really think basically that we should actually learn to, leverage the AI so that we can actually start living a bit more, because I if people continue at the paces they did back in the 80s, 90s and the 2000s, which was just you went until burnout, and that was considered a good employee, but where has that gotten us?
Exactly.
Most of the people who are doing that are out of jobs because of AI now. They literally just scooped them all up and replaced them with AI. So there's that.
Definitely something to think about. Yeah, I think it could definitely help you just get refreshed and renewed about your job, your career, just taking that time and unplugging.
Well, what about you? I mean, I know for you, like your parents live up north, right? In Port. And over the years, basically you're up there at Christmas, you're up there at Thanksgiving, you're up there all the major holidays. But every time you get back, you seem to be relaxed. You seem to be more and more like, sort of unplugged. And, I know for you, you put the pressure on yourself. It's not like you have a boss or anything like that. There's nobody telling you to do anything. So,
but yet I know all the things that have to get done to keep things going.
But I guess my point to you is that, don't you see a huge benefit in having that option? I mean, would you, if you wanted to, you could actually go up and spend, the rest of July and August up there. I mean, I know it's not the Hamptons or Cabo or anything like that.
No, it's still nice. It's a great summer town.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah, so. No, your parents have a nice property, and it's right on the water. I mean, is that something you do, or?
Well, maybe I'll try to eke out putting me on the spot sometime in August.
No, this is a podcast.
Don't hold me to any of this.
No, you are only accountable to your imaginary audience. You could do and say whatever you like. But I was just asking because a lot of people don't have that. Like, you have a spot. You wouldn't have to pay any accommodations, not for food, not for anything.
No.
Then there's vehicles there you could use. I mean, so, I mean, if I was in your position, I'd buy. No. But seriously though, it's funny how, when it comes down to that, we take so for granted, just things like that we don't appreciate it. But upon thinking about this and talking about this on the podcast, I'm like, I definitely take advantage of that. I'd probably, for at least 2 weeks anyway, I'd work from up north.
Yeah, and I could maybe get up there for a week.
It's not like you're 80. You've got plenty of time to take advantage of that.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, next question.
I digress. We'll move on to the next question. So what are some of the unexpected business and networking benefits that can happen during a summer escape?
Well, yeah. I mean, I think, when we were doing research for this, I found that one of the things with the Hamptons, because it's such a small community, is that it's constantly networking. And because of where it is and, sort of the per capita wealth there, you're only sort of meeting with the who's who and the haves. Yeah. Right. Exactly. So, I mean, what the takeaway from that is that, wherever you decide to go on vacation and to take time off, is you actually find a place where, it could help feed your career or your whatever you're doing, whether if you're, a professional or if you're an entrepreneur, if you're an artist. Go someplace where you could actually, rub shoulders with, other people, in similar professions where you could connect. And so, a lot of the, I think a lot of the strategy in today's economic environment is connecting in with the right type of people, right? Today you can't do it all alone. You might have been able to do it, years ago as the sole entrepreneur, sort of getting things going. I think today you definitely need different skill sets because, on an upcoming blog that we want to basically do, it just talks about companies and collaborations, right? It's like, what does your company do? Oh, well, mine actually does this. Oh, I could see a synergy there. Yeah. We should actually get together and do a collaboration because my customers would benefit from this, from what you're doing, and potentially your customers would benefit from what I'm doing. Exactly. That's a new way of doing business.
And even just talking to other, say you encounter somebody, you strike up a conversation and you know that they're in another business, even just talk, or that they're an entrepreneur, even just talking to them about your business idea and what you're developing, I think you could get some, and maybe a new perspective from somebody that might not be in the same industry as you.
We're currently, we might have missed it, because, this is sort of, I guess, no, I think podcasts are pretty big right now. And, the biggest thing, I know they were bigger, but, I really wasn't interested in doing this until the timing was just right for me. I can't speak for you, but for me, I felt this was the time, and I'm actually really enjoying it. I look forward to it, and
I know you are.
I can't wait to get better at it. You know, I don't think we suck, right?
No, I don't.
No, I don't
think
think
we're
we
horrible.
suck. I don't think we're horrible, but you know, it's like anything else. There's a learning curve. You start to feel more comfortable. You get more animated, and you know,
and there's always room for improvement.
But but then you want to basically find somebody who you think would be a great, you know, guest.
Yeah.
And their feedback and their, you know, I mean, someone who you think would be a compliment to what we're doing, because I think you and I are just basically talking about life. You know, it's almost like a Jerry Seinfeld production of the podcast, like, but life at a certain level.
Mm-hmm.
We're certainly not intending on slumming it on anything.
No, but it'd be nice to bring in other entrepreneurs and stuff and just talk to them about their challenges and things that they're working on.
Oh yeah, and then I can't wait to do the food one, right? Because we're gonna do one, but that's not until the fall. But yeah, definitely we're gonna do a food episode, because you know, I'm a big foodie. Dee's a big foodie. I love to cook, and so food is
an amazing cook.
Food. So. Oh, thank you. Yeah, food is a topic that needs its own podcast, though. The whole 20 minutes.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. So. Okay, what else we got? Let's keep it short. These people are busy.
Yeah, true. So the next question is, how do health, fitness, and routine shift when you give yourself time away in a place that inspires you?
Okay, that's a good one. Because I think the older you get, the more you realize you actually have to prioritize health and fitness.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. That's all I'm going to say on that. But no, though everything's good, but I'm just saying that you definitely, that becomes more important of a full-time job than your full-time job if you have one.
Yeah.
The other thing is that you start realizing that your routine is what saves you.
Mm-hmm. So it's still important to get your exercise in and do some of that stuff even when you're off. But I'm sure you're doing something anyway. You're going out walking or hiking or whatever.
But you know me, I'm Mr. Routine guy, right? So basically, I got down to a science, and you know, it's not for lack of motivation. I just basically, excuse me, I like having structure.
Yes, you do.
Right? Yeah, for sure. I love having structure. It keeps me accountable, and you know, at the end of the day, basically, I can break a routine. I can totally stop the cycle that I've put together.
Mm-hmm.
But for what we're doing here, it helps. It like there's so many moving parts to what we're doing.
Yeah.
And the only thing we need to basically do is put the time in to what we're doing.
Of course.
That's it. It's a time requirement. There's not, you know, there's a train of thought that, you know, I've learned over the years, and that is that if you are attempting to do anything, right, it doesn't matter what it is, sports, could be academics, could be, doesn't matter, but if you stay the course and you just keep figuring it out, you'll figure it out.
Yeah, it'll stick.
Eventually you're going to basically crack, you know, you're going to break ground. You're going to basically figure, like, it's like anything else, right? I think I mentioned that in the last podcast. You just have to stick at it, keep going. And so with that, health is a routine. Like, you know, your body has an incredible ability to heal itself and to fix itself. And
if you help
it, you got to get up and do the work. It's like anything else. You got to put in the work.
Yeah.
But like, you know, it's raising kids, the same thing. You know, you keep at those little buggers. Don't let them get too far out of your sight, and then they'll turn out to be pretty good. Cause you know, guess what? They know you're there for them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Very true. So on to the next question, because we're trying to keep it a little shorter.
Keep it flowing.
Yep. So does having a Hamptons mindset mean redefining luxury and success on your own terms?
That's a good question. That is a good question. I don't think so, because so I guess why the Hamptons came up when we were putting together this podcast was because I think if you think about summer vacations or summer breaks or summer times off, the Hamptons is probably,
Yeah.
the gold standard. That's what everybody thinks about. Like, oh, you go on vacation this year? Oh, but they used to be in movies. I'm going off to the Hamptons, and if you're at the Hamptons, you're doing something right professionally.
Mm-hmm. So I guess, and then for us, sorry to interject, I guess that's Muskoka.
Yes.
In this proximity anyway.
Yeah, it would be Muskoka. We used to spend plenty of time up there in the summertime.
Exactly.
But I think the real takeaway is this is not necessarily about the financial aspect of it. I think it has to do with just basically getting away.
Mm-hmm.
You could rent a $200 a week cottage up north, and that's good enough as long as you're able to unplug.
Yeah,
that's what the idea is to just basically get off the spinning wheel for a while.
Yeah, and then that way you could reflect and sort of see where you're at and where you want to go, or if you're on track with what you were hoping you were going to achieve this year.
Well, yeah, there's that, and there's also the fact that when you stop and you're alive, so don't confuse it. But when you stop, you get off of the treadmill or the little hamster wheel you're on, walk away for a good week and a half to a month. When you come back, you haven't missed anything.
No,
I think
the same.
It's the same. These investment bankers and deal makers and finance guys who basically, I grew up with those guys. That's what I did for 7 years of my life. And these guys would literally just go away, shutter down in end of June, and then basically they would stroll back in around September and just pick up where they left off, and the world never fell apart. And so, I'm not saying basically the average person cannot afford to do that, especially with these tricky times.
Yeah.
But you can, in your own way, I think, sort of, plan it where you're able to take some time off and just step away. Yeah. I think it's essential. I think it's essential.
And even if you couldn't go away, because some people can't do that right now, you could just do a staycation in the city.
Yeah.
But focus on unplugging. And not being connected to all your electronics and not being available to the business world.
Yeah, well, the thing is that your availability to any type of stimuli, any type of adversity, any type of situation, it just keeps you under mental duress. You're always worrying about something. And the idea behind sort of taking time off in the summer is basically freeing yourself of that, right? For
well,
a
the
period
weather's
of time.
good for this area.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. No, absolutely. But just realizing that, if you do basically put down the hot pan for a minute, you're not going to basically die. You're not going to basically, it's going to be there later on. And it's probably going to would have cooled off, especially if you took it off the stove. And then you'll be able to basically begin again with fresh perspective.
Yeah.
That's really
and jump into it.
And jump into it. Jump right back into it. And
instead of being
dragging through it. Yeah, absolutely. So that's really the idea behind it.
Okay, so the last question I think we've already touched on, but I'll just put it out there just in case you want to put anything else in. So for somebody who doesn't have access to high-end escape, how can they build a summer ritual that will help them level up?
So once again, it's really not about high-end. It's really about what, to me, the Hamptons represents is the affluence, their need to walk away. Unplug. Just shut her down. Shut her down.
And you can do that anywhere.
You can do that anywhere. Right? You can do that. Doesn't matter how much money you can decide to step away from your world, go someplace, get a fresh person. Like they don't see the office. They don't see the inside of an office. They basically they do what they enjoy time away.
Yeah.
And I think we can basically find a way ourselves to basically enjoy time away. Just shut her down. Right?
There's lots of things. Events and festivals, even if you're just trying to do something more cost effective, if If that's
Yeah,
what you-
yeah. It's really, it's
Like
not
there's-
about, yeah. It's totally not about the money. It's totally about just stepping away,
unplugging,
relaxing, putting it all out of your head,
Mm-hmm.
and basically coming back with fresh perspective. That's what the Hamptons summer is to me. That's what it represents.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it'd be nice if you could go to the Hamptons and, you know, stay in one of those multi-million-dollar homes, and do all that stuff. But if you can't, you know, you could still basically decide to unplug. It's about the unplugging, not about the
Exactly.
the 50-foot yacht parked up at the marina. Although that would be nice too. So
Exactly.
if you do that, definitely do that. Yeah,
Exactly.
I think that's it.
I think that's it for this week. I'll just do a quick little recap.
Do your recap.
Okay.
Yeah.
So whether you're headed to the Hamptons, your family cottage, or just carving out weekends to disconnect at your local park, the key takeaway, which you and I have talked about throughout this podcast, is where you choose to spend your summer matters, not because of status, but because of strategy. So make some time to reset, surround yourself with energy that fuels you, and use the summer to set the tone for the next big move. So until next time, keep leveling up
Keep leveling up.
and have yourself a good week.
Bye, guys.
Bye.